Hello everybody. Today is Monday, the 8th of August, 2022. Today I'm welcoming you to Bevis Marks Synagogue, the day after the commemoration of Tisha B'Av, the saddest day on the Jewish year. And the way that it's commemorated here at Bevis Marks is world-renowned. It is a spectacular event, but really captures the essence of the day. And we do many things to try to capture the emotion of this very sorrowful occasion. And so, for example, instead of using the chandeliers, we use these, what we call the low candles, attached to the seats to just provide the most glimmer of light. On the Hechal, instead of having, shall we say, on the high holidays, the beautiful white drapes on the interior, we have black curtains that hang on the exterior of the Hechal as well. And instead of leading the prayers from the Teba, we actually lead the prayers from the very front, from a small table over there. This year was beautiful. It's been 3 years since we were able to have the service here at Bevis Marks. We were joined by Chazan Nachshon Rodriguez Pereira from Amsterdam, who did a beautiful job with leading the services. And so it really was a very special day. And actually, as we prepared to set up, I actually came across some additional black coverings that I discovered actually covered other parts of the synagogue that we hadn't been doing in recent times. We found a black cloth that covers the Teba, and we also found these little black covers which cover, not sure, maybe the corners of the Teba, not exactly sure. If anybody actually has any photographs of how the black covers on the Teba would look, maybe even just 10 years ago, I don't know when the last time it was done, please do send it to me, as it's something we do want to do correctly as we go forward. But I really want to just take this opportunity to reflect for a moment on the meaning of Tisha B'Av, particularly in the way that it's observed here at Bevis Marks. And it made me think of a teaching in the Talmud that talks about a rabbi that seemingly had died, and then they were able to resuscitate him. And so his father asked him, "What did you see?" Right? That question of what was it like? What was there? And he said, "Olam hafuch ra'iti." He says, "I saw an upside down world." He said, "Those who were low in this world were high there, and those who were high in this world were low there." Meaning that in this world, sometimes people who seem to have, in the best part, the best lives, there didn't have very good spots, and those who here sometimes seem to struggle and to have difficulty, there were at the very top. Which of course captures this idea about that the world is not always as it should be. In fact, his father told him, he says, that Olam Baror, that you actually saw clearly what the world truly is. Because when we look at the state of people in life, it doesn't necessarily tell us what is their true place in this world, right? Where is their spiritual strength? What is their ultimate way that we value life and value spirituality? And it can't necessarily be measured by riches and by having smooth sailing. And so what we do here on Tisha B'Av is really flipping everything. High candles, low candles, white to black, curtain on the outside versus on the inside, leading the prayers in the front versus in the back. And all of that is actually to say that maybe actually the day that's most real is Tisha B'Av, because it actually reflects the challenges we face in this world, and that this world is not always something which is simple. The temples have been destroyed. We've been experiencing exile. Even those living in Israel, right, have to suffer through terrorism and rocket attacks. And so the world is not as it's meant to be. And perhaps there's one day a year where we look honestly about the way things are, as a reminder to us that we still have a lot of work to do. And so we mark Tisha B'Av every year as that reminder that we still aren't where we need to be. Things are still not as they should be. And so as we come out of Tisha B'Av, we are meant to remind ourselves that we now have a year to make sure that next year we don't have to have Tisha B'Av. That next year it can be a day of celebration. And so this is really day one in terms of beginning of trying to perfect the world, as it were, to try to restore it to the way that it should be, so that the way that it often looks, beautiful chandeliers and things like that, actually is the essence of the way things are, that the world really is in a better place. And so I wish everyone a Shabbat Tov, a good week, and please God, a very good year ahead.